It's Monday morning. Dan and I got up, had breakfast, and then Dan and Clay just left on the boat, heading up into another spot, different spot than we were yesterday. I made the decision to stay back at camp today. Hard decision to make, but I think it was probably the right decision. Dan's got a lot riding on this hunt, and I don't want to be slowing him down. I don't want to be any reason to reduce his chance of success. And yesterday's hike was brutal. Wasn't able to drink much water, and had some cramping issues. And Clay and Dan were pretty good ways ahead of me most of the day. I mean, they'd stop and I'd catch up, but it was a grind. We ended up doing like 5.5 miles and gained 2,400 feet elevation. And we hiked for pretty much 10 hours yesterday. It was hike, stop and rest, hike, stop and glass for 15 minutes, hike, stop and rest for 5, hike, stop and glass for 10 minutes, over and over. And then about the last 2 hours, or probably about the last hour and a half maybe of daylight, we stopped and sat on the hill and looked for deer. But yeah, the quads are feeling it today. So, kind of a tough pill to swallow, not being able to go with him, or not making this decision not to go with him, but I think it was the right one. Because out here, you know, I may have been doing fine, and then we don't find goats, and then we got to go another mile, and then if I start cramping up or not being able to continue, hunt's over. We go back down to the boat and come back to camp, and I'm not going to do that. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to hang around camp today, do a little house cleaning, do a little journaling, and then I think I may go with another guy here that's tagged out on his deer and go duck hunting. So we'll just see. All right. There's Dan and Clay heading up the trail. That's what they've been going up. So Clay and Dan this morning. I was wrong in my earlier video. This is the mountain they're going up. I was pointing at this one we went up yesterday. Dan and Clay are hiked up this and over that right there. So I've got a little bit of that on my phone scope. This is the mountain we went up yesterday. So that point we went around is right there. Hiked a mile back on the back side of this on a creek, and then started up the back side of this mountain. Got to this little saddle right here and looked down into here. And then dropped down, went back around a little further, peeked up, looked down, dropped back down, and we were looking at everything on the back side of that. But that is a big steep mountain, and we went up it.
Unbelievable day on top of the mountains in Kodiak Island. Doesn't get any better than this, middle of November. Look at this country. We've been walking across most of it today. We're into some goats now. Just not on the shear yet. Well, we got a nanny and about an 8-inch billy right there. Just looking at us at about 150 yards. But we're gonna let this 8-incher see another day. Got a big one somewhere. Clear the hill over there, around the corner or something, but we'd like to get on him.
Woo! We got a
Done.
goat down. Did the old 90-mile-an-hour slide down the snow there. And thankfully stopped right on this rock. Haven't even put our hands on them yet. Do the honors there, Dan.
Unbelievable day, guys. Unbelievable day. Saw 20, 30, I don't know, 25 goats.
Got one down.
Big bodied sucker.
Uh-huh.
Not a far shot, which was great. About a 90-yard shot.
If that.
So I'll take that all day long. I don't think
Wow.
he has a head.
Luckily, he got stuck right in there. Careful.
His head is completely...
Here, I'll give you a hand here. I'm just going to show what could have happened if he didn't get hung up. That would have been not very good.
Oh, thank you, dear Lord. Well, got a goat down in some wild country. There's the slide he came down right there. Don't know if you can see any blood in it, but I shot him. Where's my finger at? Shot him right about there in that rock, and he came down, hit the snow, slid. Here he is. That's a lot of fur right there.
Look at that shot. Perfect.
His head is snapped behind him right now. We can't even see his horns yet, but that would have been what we were dealing with if he didn't hang up on this rock. There's the ocean. Thanks, Clay. Appreciate it, buddy.
Oof. Yeah.
And Clay is rocking his Wyoming shirt.
Yeah.
From Wyoming. Great guide right here. Big Wild Outfitters, man. This guy is a badass. He will work his ass off for you. I guarantee you that. If you're in shape, he will be hard to keep up with. I promise you that, even if you are in shape. He was awesome. This is day 2 of this hunt. Worked our asses off yesterday. Only saw a few, just no big billies. So came into a different drainage. We pretty much came over that mountain right there and worked our way all the way across. We saw these guys from, I'm guessing, I don't know, what do you think, Clay? 3/4 of a mile away.
Yeah, easy.
Maybe more than a mile away. We got here. So the hard work paid off. Thank you, Big Wild Outfitters.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ready, go.
Well, guys, we got it done. All the months of working out at the ranch and putting in the time, it paid off. It's 2 unbelievably tough days of hiking and hunting. I say only 2, but it was rough. Got it done though. Big Wild Outfitters, Clay Roberts. Awesome outfit. And we got a really nice billy. Really nice billy. So couldn't ask for more. Absolutely unbelievable hunt.
Well, camp here just got an inReach message that Clay and Dan have a goat down. I was sitting in the kitchen with our cook and her husband, who's one of the main guides, and Rick said that they were in there deep, almost to their borderline, looking for goats. Just weren't finding goats, just weren't finding any. And that they possibly may have to stay on the mountain tonight. It's gonna be about 18 degrees tonight, and Dan had no sleeping bag, no sleeping pad, just his puffies and his rain gear and what he was wearing up the mountain. So about 10 minutes later, Rick got another message that said, "Goat down." Oh. Crazy. So hopefully here in another about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours they'll be rolling into camp. Got the fire going, trying to get it roaring hot so that Dan can come into a nice toasty cabin here. Need to work on that a little bit, get that going a little bit better, but goat down, baby, goat down. Here's my view out my front door. Unbelievable.
beat up, man. I'm just beat up. So
I didn't expect you back so soon.
We made pretty good time once we got out of the freaking nasties.
Yeah, when you said 5 hours, I was like, oh, fuck, it must be shitty.
Yeah, I thought it was. It was really bad, but then once we got
got to turn my tracker off till just now.
You can cut
Not
it.
much.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
cut
show
it
you.
later.
Not really. Not till the end.
11 miles, but we probably did. We got down to the beach.
Probably
or that-
5 miles over there.
We did. Yeah, so we did roughly 6. Because it was 5 something when we got to that creek, and it was definitely, what, 3/4 or 5 or a mile to the beach. I'd say.
I guess the biggest bodied goat I've ever killed. There's no way I could have done it by myself.
He's like 9 1/4. Shot him at 90 yards. Could have been like 60 yards, but I had a gun on safe.
Just one shot and dumped him.
Oh, fucking hammered him. And then he dropped like on his belly. Just about 5 to 10
your
seconds. 5 to 10 seconds he was on there on his belly, like moving his head, and then he just rolled over this rock, probably 10-foot drop, and he slid down the snow like we were doing the other day, probably 80 yards, 100 yards, and if he wouldn't have hit this rock and stopped, he was going like 500 yards plus down the hill, and probably would have lost every fucking horn on him. Shouldn't have said that word, but oh, dude, that was unbelievable. That
They've all been saying how Dan said he wanted to go where nobody's been before.
well, we did it again today.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
That weight coming down that mountain
Yeah.
was a nightmare.
Did you have 100+ pounds?
I don't know. I mean,
Do you have a hide only or meat too?
he took all the hide. We couldn't put the hide in my bag.
Yeah.
I tried to put the meat, 2 big bags of meat on my, in between the frame and the pack.
Yeah.
I got about 300 yards down the hill and I fell out.
You need to go warm up.
Yeah, let's
We can do this in a second and finish telling me.
get some dry clothes on, dude. Soaked. Kind of redid it all over again on day 2, but went to a different spot, and just another real challenge getting up to where they're at, and a long walk once we finally found them. So probably a little over a mile once we finally spotted them in the spotting scope. Worked our way over, and we got to the big billy that we were after. So, and had a nice, really simple shot. Really, it was about 90 yards, and made a good shot, and slid down, fell off a rock and slid down about 80, 90, 100 yards, and luckily it didn't keep on going. It held up on one rock. It would have gone who knows how far, probably 500, 600, 700 yards down the hill, so it would have been a bad deal, but got her done and went down the hill heavy, so that's always a good thing. That was nice and painful, but good experience, and